So for the topic or the subject of civil engineering laws, ethics, and contracts in Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, I am going to discuss or I will going to present some of the basic and should known information with regard to our civil engineering law, or should I say um, the mother law of our professions here in the Philippines. So the Republic Act number 544, or the Civil Engineering Law. So but before we go further, or before we officially start, what are the provisions, what are the informations pertains in the civil engineering law, let us first have ano ba yung history ng civil engineering law. Paano ba siya na-establish? Sino ba yung mga professionals na nag-initiate sa pag-establish ng RA 544? So based on the PRC website or the Professional Regulations Commission website with regard to civil engineering professions, noong 1920 or in the late of 1920s, some of the government engineers or the government sectors pioneered the organization of civil engineers in the Philippines. So, yung mga unang government engineers, nagkaroon sila ng initiation para magkaroon ng certain organization or certain group na samahan ng mga civil engineers. So, it was named the Philippine Society of Civil Engineers, okay, or the PSCE. In the latter of 1937, so another timeline, another group of civil engineers also was engaged in the private sector. So kanina is government sector, ngayon naman private sector, mga civil engineers, nakapag-form sila ng sarili nilang grupo or the Philippine Association of Civil Engineers or PACE. Okay, so again, so sa government noong 1920s, PSCE, noong namang 1937, yung mga private sectors, nakapag-establish sila ng group or samahan named Philippine Association of Civil Engineers. But in the year 1950, PACE, the private formed group of civil engineers, spearheaded or pinangunahan nila yung pag-establish or pagpasa ng Republic Act number 544 or yung known sa atin ngayon na Civil Engineering Law. So this decree made a certain the growth and well-being of the profession and came to be known as the civil engineering's milestone. So this law, sabihin na natin at alam naman natin it was enacted. Kapag law, it is enacted in the Congress and Senate. But the PACE has or spearheaded the passing of that certain law na alam naman na tinatawag natin ngayon na RA 544, the Civil Engineering Law. So ito yung para masasabi natin way of recognizing the profession of civil engineering in the Philippines, as well as what are the guidelines kung paano ba ma-implement or ma-regulate yung civil engineering profession sa Pilipinas. Through their consolidated effort noong 1972, the PSCE and the PACE merged. Okay? That results to organization of the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers. So, according to this, noong 1972, nag-collide or nag-merge na yung government organization of civil engineers na PSCE at saka yung private organized civil engineers or the PACE until such time na nakapag-form sila ng ngayon na alam natin na Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers. Okay, so from PSCE, government, PACE, private, and after some time, nakapag-merge sila into a one sole mother organization pertain to civil engineering. It is, uh, alam naman natin, that is the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers. Moreover, in the year or in December 11 of 1973, it was registered under or with the Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission. So it was accredited, or in what it was registered rather, December 11, 1973, PICE. 2 years later, on August 13, 1975, it was accredited by the Professional Regulations as the duly organized organization of civil engineers in the Philippines. So, yung mga important dates natin, 1920s, PSCE, 1937, PACE, in the 1950s, the spearheaded in the passage of RA 544, in 1972, merging of PSCE and PACE into PICE, or the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, whereas it was registered under the Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission in the date of December 11, 1973, and it was formally accredited by the Professional Regulation Commission as the duly recognized organization of civil engineers on August 13, 1975. So, isa lang sa pagkakaalam ko or sa mga research na nabasa ko na yung nag-iisang organization na nare-recognize ng PRCE with regard to civil engineers are the PICE lang. Okay? So going back or moving forward to the RA 544, okay? So RA 544 enacted on June 17, 1950. So again, spearheaded by the PAC at that time. It is the foundational law regulating the practice of civil engineering in the Philippines. This law establishes standards for the professions to safeguard life, health, and property. So it defines the scope of civil engineering works, creates the board examiners for the civil engineers. So sa RA 544 daw is naka-define ano ba yung mga certain um, job description na pwede natin i-engage as a civil engineers. Nandito din sa RA 544 yung mga board examiners natin, kung sino yung mga nagpapa-exam or gumagawa ng exam ng mga civil engineers, as well as the requirements ng mga students who wants or who wish to take the board examination for civil engineers. Nandito yung mga set of requirements, nandito yung mga subjects na take natin. Okay? It establishes the rules for professional practice as well, including the use of official seals. So, meron tayong seal or dry seal as a civil engineers, which is a requirement in preparation of the plans and programs or the estimates. So, kailangan sinasign and seal natin sila to signify that we do study, we do um, understand what we are made or doing rather. Okay. Furthermore, it outlines penal provisions for the unauthorized practice of the professions and sets reciprocity rules for foreign engineers. So, nandyan lahat yan sa RA 544. Basta regarding sa civil engineering, might most probably it was under or included in RA 544 or the civil engineering law. So Article 1, so most of the time on this presentation, by the way, is I'm reading it verbatim. So alam naman natin, when it comes to law, as much as possible, it was word for word, okay? Because every word on law has a specific meaning, okay? Anyway, under Article 1 or the title of the Act and definition of terms, so I summarize the 5 RA 544 for the benefit of the This would then for the benefit of the discussion. Okay, but it was not squeezed into a minimal information. It is still a very complex type of informations that we're going to discuss. Anyway, so under the section 1, so when we say RA 544, it means civil engineering law. And vice versa, when we say civil engineering law, it pertains to RA 544. So for the definition of terms, so some of the definitions, um, the practice of civil engineering includes consultations, design, plans, specifications, estimates, erection, installation, and supervision of infrastructure such as streets, highways, railways, airports, ports, water supplies, systems, and buildings. So by this definition, okay, so nandito yung mga iba't ibang mga nandito yung mga possible na trabahuhin natin such as consultation, design, specification, estimates, and etc. So, under RA 544, naka-define din dito what is a civil engineer. Okay? If you search the word civil engineer in the Google or in a searching tool, okay, there are a lot of definition what is a civil engineer. But legally speaking, under the Republic Act number 544, the civil engineer is refers to a person duly registered with the board examiners for civil engineers. So that's the basic information or the basic definition of a civil engineer according to RA 544. Basta ikaw ay pumasa sa board exam ng civil engineers, you are a civil engineer. Okay? Article 2, Board of Examiners for Civil Engineers. So, din dito, ma-identify natin kung sino ba yung mga board examiners natin, ano ba yung mga qualifications nila, and ano ba yung mga some of their duties and responsibilities. Okay. Under Section 3 of the Article 2 of the Republic Act number 544, it defines the compositions of the board. Okay. It consists of a chairman and a two-member appointed by the Secretary of Public Works and Communications with a 3-year term. So in addition to this, based on my readings, it is appointed by the president as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but anyway, the logic there is it is the board examiners are being appointed, okay, for a certain term. Okay, so so in the Secretary of Public Works and Communication, so that is RA 544. So hindi pa nabago dito yung counterpart ng Public Works and Communication na DPWH or Department of Public Works and Highway. So the term Public Works and Communication, it is still coined from RA 544. Okay? So the powers and duties under Section 4 of the Article 2 of RA 544. So the board examiners, the board of examiners, they are the one who administer oaths, issues, suspends, and revokes certificates of registration, investigates violation, and adopts code of ethics. Okay? Ito yung mga duties and responsibilities of the Board of Examiners. They are the one who administers oaths, sa kanila tayo or sila yung mag-officiate ng panunumpa natin sa oath taking, sila yung possible na magsususpend sa atin, sila yung mag-issue ng certificate of registration natin, etc. So how to become a board member of the Board of Examiners of Civil Engineers? So according to Section 5 or Article 2, Section 5 of the RA 544, so a board of examiner must be a Filipino citizen, at least 30 years old, a registered civil engineers with at least 10 years experience and not connected to an academic institution and teaching civil engineering. So to have a broader um, description, what are the qualifications of civil engineers? So according to the PRC website, the board members at the time of their appointment should be at least a resident and a citizen of the Philippines, at least 30 years of age, of a good moral character, be a graduate of civil engineering from a recognized and legally constituted school, institute, college, or university, be a registered civil engineer and qualified practice civil engineering in the Philippines. So next, have practiced civil engineering with a certificate as such for a period not less than 10 years prior to his appointment. So a possible or a qualified board member should not a member of the faculty of any school, institute, college, or university where civil engineering course is taught, nor have a pecuniary interest in such institution. So hindi sila pwedeng manggaling sa academe. Okay? Or kung ikaw man is nanggaling sa academe, so no former members of the faculty of any school, institute, or university where civil engineering is taught can become a member of the board unless he had stopped teaching for at least 3 consecutive years. Okay? So these are the qualifications to become a possible candidate for board member in the Board of Examiners for civil engineering. So currently, our board members or board of examiners are presented on this slide. So currently, our board of examiners, it was headed by Engineer Praxedes P. Bernardo, which what do you call this one? Her subject ay by the way, sa board exam natin meron tayong 3 subjects na to-take. Yung Principle of Structural Analysis and Design, Hydraulics and Principles of Geotechnical Engineering, Applied Mathematics Surveying, Principles of Transportation and Highway Engineering, Construction Management and Methods. Okay, so yung mga tatlong subject na yon divided into 2 days. Okay? So, Engineer Praxedes P. Bernardo being the chairman of the Board of Examiners for Civil Engineers. So, the subject that na ginagawa niya ng exam according to PRC website or based to some references rather is siya yung gumagawa ng exam sa Principles of Structural Analysis and Design. Okay? Other 2 members of the Board of Examiners or Civil Engineer is Engineer Romeo A. Estaniero. So yung subject focus niya sa PRC board exam sa civil engineers are hydraulics and principles of geotechnical engineering. So next, the third or the second member, which focus on the subject of applied mathematics, surveying, and principles of transportation and highway engineering, construction management and methods, is Engineer Pericles P. Dakay. Okay, so the Board of Examiners natin currently is again Engineer Praxedes P. Bernardo, Engineer Romeo A. Estaniero, and Engineer Pericles P. Dakay. So Article 3 of the RA 544, it pertains to the examinations naman. So yung examination proper natin, what are the process, procedures, and how to register first to be a qualified board exam taker. Under the between or with regard to section 8 and 10 or section 8 to 10 of the RA 544, it requires a technical examination held by annually. So based on my recent research is by the way, by this law is February and August, but currently March yung recently na tapos, and I'm not that familiar to the other, but the point there is it was conducted twice a year. Okay, so dati nung kami nag-exam, kino-conduct siya every May and November. So, yun. So, we can check naman to the PRC website or pinopost naman yan ng PRC when will be the board exam for civil engineers and where are the testing area. Okay? So, dito sa RA 544 Manila daw, pero currently, marami ng mga testing site, marami ng testing area na pinagko-conductan ng Civil Engineering Board exam. So, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, yung mga tatlong subjects natin, which not limited to mathematics, hydraulics, surveying, and structural design. Okay, so nabanggit ko na kanina yung mga topics natin or mga subjects natin na um, take natin sa board exam natin, which na-introduce ko na din kung sino yung mga gumagawa ng board exam questions pertain to that specific subject. Okay? Under Section 11, the Executive Officer, the Commissioner of the Civil Service acts an Executive Officer of the Board. So for the qualifications of a board examination taker, so he must be 21 years old, Filipino citizens of a good moral character, graduates of a 4-year civil engineering course. So, okay. So, yun yung mga qualifications natin. So, to have a more understanding how to become a examiner or exam taker muna. So, I present the step-by-step guide on how to become a qualified board exam taker. So, for the basic qualification, first, a student should be at least, or the taker should be at least, or should be rather, a Filipino citizen. At least 21 years of age. So, bakit 21? So, logically, if during our time, based on this is my theory, by the way. No, when we graduated fourth year high school, most of us are 16 years old. Okay? So, nag-graduate tayo ng high school ng 16 years old. Okay? During our time, the civil engineering course is at least, or is 5 years rather. Okay? So, considering that, assuming that you are a regular student without back subjects, without compromise, natapos ka ng 5 years sa civil engineering na walang, kumbaga tuloy-tuloy. So, 16 plus 5, that is 21. Okay? So, meaning to say, when you took the board exam or when you will take the board exam, you are already graduate or natapos ka na sa civil engineering. Okay? So for the educational attainment should be a graduate of a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering from a CHED recognized school, institute, or university. Okay? Next, for its character, you must have a good moral character. Parang ba nasasabi na ikaw ay merong good moral character, syempre meron ka dapat good moral certificate. Okay? Pwede natin makuha yan sa simbahan, sa eskwelahan, sa pinagtatrabahuhan natin, or etc. Okay? Nasa PRC website naman din yun. So, for the documentary requirements, so ito dapat yung i-prepare natin, yung PSA birth certificate, PSA, yung ginagamit natin ng Philippine Statistics Authority, marriage contract if you are married female applicants, transcript of record. So ito, yung TOR natin, kailangan meron siyang scan picture and merong remarks na for board examination purposes. Okay? Very important to na kailangan naka-indicate sa TOR natin na meron siyang remarks na for board examination purpose. You must have a diploma or certificate of graduation. So during our time, hindi man wala man akong nabigay na diploma or hindi man hiningi sa akin yung diploma. Okay? So valid NBA clearance must be valid at least 6 months as the date of filing. So certificate of good moral character, yun nabanggit ko kanina na pwedeng kuhanin sa barangay, sa simbahan, school or employer. So based on my experience and based on the requirements, kinakailangan ng 2 good moral certificate galing sa magkaibang pinagkuhanan katulad ng barangay, simbahan, eskwelahan at saka ng employer. Okay? So either of the 4, kailangan at least 2 an identical good moral character certificate. Okay? Kasi baka yung iba is 2 barangay yung kinuhanan, dalawa yung kinuha sa simbahan. Hindi, kailangan pwedeng isa sa barangay, isa sa simbahan, isang simbahan, isang school, and etc. So for the application steps, so kailangan pumunta sa PRC Leris at gumawa ng account. So dito, kapag gagawa kayo ng account, make sure na sinusulat ninyo yung PRC email at saka password ninyo kasi ito yung pinaka-account ninyo sa PRC. Kumbaga ito yung pinaka-Facebook ninyo na kung saan dito kayo nag-apply ng gusto nyong i-take. Dito nyo malalaman kung ano yung mga requirements, kung ano dito nyo makukuha yung notice of admissions or any other relevant documents. Okay, so please take note of your passwords and email for the PRC Leris. Kasi based on my experience, 1 email, 1 possible account lang. So hindi na pwede yung isang account, or isang email magkakaroon ng possible na 2 account. No. So 1 email, 1 account lang based on my experience and certain readings. Okay? But the point there is kailangan sinusulat natin yung email and passwords. So magbabayad tayo ng examination fee na 900 pesos, often higher or lower depending on the specific exam and year. So 900 pesos lang yung board examination fee natin. So nagmamahal lang yung board examination journey natin is or dahil sa preparation, definitely. Yung iba is nag-review center, yung iba is umuupa to para sa kinuhanan niya na testing or review center, nagupa sila either sa Manila, Baguio, or etc. Okay? I am currently meron naman online, okay? But the point there is nagiging mahal lang yung board examination is due to the preparation, but for the examination fee, it's just 900 pesos. So based on also to the readings I've conducted, so walang limit yung pagtitake ng board exam natin. So take lang ng take. Okay? Basta makukuha yung license natin. So submission of the requirements to the nearest or sa in-schedule ninyong PRC office. By the way, sa PRC Leris nyo din malalaman or makakapag-conduct ng appointment para mag-submit ng mga printed or required documents. So after such application, so magbibigay sila ng notice of admission o yung NOA. So yung NOA, dito pumipirma yung mga bar examiner watcher para ma-prove na take nyo na yung certain subject na yun. So huwag nyong wawala yung notice of admission kasi ito din yung gagamitin ninyo once you pass the board exam and you will get your PRC ID. Okay? As a rule of thumb, any documents na ginagamit natin should be properly placed and tagged para hindi na tayo mahirapan sa paghanap ng mga documents. That is a recommended guide. So para hindi tayo gulo-gulo yung mga requirements natin. Okay, tsaka nasa isang folder lamang dapat sila. Okay? So for the statistics of the passers, so based on the research I've conducted or the picture I snipped from a certain Facebook page, so nandito yung mga table ng examination date from May 15 to April 2024. Second column, yung number of takers. Third column is the number of passers who passed the board exam and the passing rate. Okay? So as you can see, yung statistics ng board exam natin as a civil engineer is ranging from 31% to say 48%. Okay? So logically speaking, na hindi naman lahat ng nagte-take is pumapasa. So take from example, yung pinakamababa dito na rate is base sa nakikita ko is 31.57%, which is last May 2015. Okay? So 30% lang. So if my logic is right, kung 10 kayong magkakabarkada, possible lang ng 3 or 4 lang ipapasa sa inyo. Okay? That's the lesson or the realization of this statistics table. Okay? But another realization on this presentation also is that, so nabanggit ko nga sa inyo, di ba, hindi naman, wala namang limit yung pagtitake ng board exam. It doesn't mean na hindi ka na napasali sa, say, 31.57% during the May 2015. Okay? Hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi ka na pwedeng maisama so the another 31.57% sa next examination date na iko-conductan mo. Okay? Nakuha? So, sabi nga, the real failure that you might experience is you stopped taking the board exam. Okay? So, parang yung totoong pagkabagsak ng estudyante is hindi yung bagsak talaga sa board exam, kundi yung tumigil na siya sa pag-take ng board exam. Yun yung definition ko na say failure or say basta if you wish to have a lighter term for failure, but that's my personal theory or personal observation. So in short, kailangan take lang ng take sa board exam para din naman sa inyo yun. Okay? So, statistics pa lang, okay? Alam naman natin na possible na 30% lang yung chance or passing rate, mababa lang. And civil engineering board exam is one of the top 10 or included in the top 10 of ng pinakamahirap na board exam. Okay, but the point there is we must be prepared. We must take all the necessary measures in order for us to be prepared in the board exam. Okay, basta take lang. Okay? Para ma-experience natin yung pinakaabang-abangan natin na O-taking for civil engineers. Okay? So, pupunta kayo sa PACC or sa kung saan man yung preferred site niyo na papag-OT-kan kasi dun kayo yung pipili ng testing site or sorry, OT-taking area ninyo. Pero most famous yung sa PACC or the Philippine Institute or Philippine International Convention Center. So, dito nyo ma-realize how much hardship you've exerted in order for you to get in that certain stage, certain milestone in your civil engineering journey. So, all your works are being paid off when you take the civil engineering. Okay? And your milestones were also being worth it. Mas mananamnam natin yung pagiging civil engineers natin if we are going oath to become full-fledged civil engineer. Okay, so mind you, this is one of your best experience in your life when you take the oath taking sa PACC or when you take oath to become a new civil engineer. Para malaman ninyo yung experience, mag-take kayo and i-attempt natin na pumasa tayo. Okay? Because that is worth it. All your works or your sweats and tears are being paid off. Okay? Kaya very nakaka-goosebumps yung pag nakakapanood ka ng mga nagtitake, nagre-review and then nakapag-oath na sila. Very goosebumps because I feel that kind of experience then. Okay, so that is all worth it. Okay? Para makuha na natin yung PRC ID natin. So, yung attached dito is yung bagong design daw ng PRC ID natin. So, nandito yung mga name of the personnel, name of the profession, registration number, and etc. Okay? So, Article 3, Section 13 to 14. So, oath and requires taking a professional oath. So, yun nga, nabanggit ko kanina sa PACC. So, sa pag-seal naman is sinisil natin yung magawa natin, yung nabanggit na scope of work kanina, yung mga estimates, buildings, etc. Okay, so kailangan sign and seal sila. So meron tayong designated PRC number. Okay, PRC number natin, yung based on my knowledge is yun yung number na kung ilan na yung pang ilan ka na na-registered na civil engineers. Section 15 of the RA 544, exemptions from registration yung mga military engineers, foreign consultants invited by the government, small wooden farm structures, and professional architects allows certain maestro de obras to continue non-structural work. Under Section 16 to 18, certificates outline grounds for refusal or revocation of certificates such as conviction of crime involving moral turpitude and conditions for issuance. So sana hindi tayo mapunta dito sa provision ng Section 218 yung pagkaroon ng possible refusal or revocation ng certificate natin. Enforcement of Act and Penal Provisions, Section 20 mandates law enforcers to enforce provisions of the Act, penal provisions, unlawful practice without certificate, so yung mga possible na sanctions or penal provisions. Okay. Violations are considered as bis demure, punishable by fines of 500 to 2,000 or imprisonment of 6 months to 1 year. So for those miscellaneous provisions for the preparation of plans, it requires the structures for public assembly gatherings designed and supervised by a registered civil engineer or the RCE. So our organization may practice civil engineering provided with the work supervised by the civil engineer. So kailangan involved pa din si civil engineer. Outlines rules granting foreign engineers the right to take the examination only if their home country offers equal rights to Filipinos. So pwede din makapag-take ng PRC board exams abroad. Okay, depende sa schedule and area. Section 26, Roster of Civil Engineers mandates the periodic publication of roster of all registered civil engineers. Section 27 to 29, repealing construction effectivity. So nabanggit ko kanina that this law is taken effect and upon approval last June 17, 1950. So that is the basic and must known information with regard to RA 544 or the civil engineering law. Thank you.